What's going on, YouTube? Is AK-Curt back at y'all with my second Komrad 12 review. Now, before I get started, I use Black Aces Tactical Buckshot 1425 feet per second. I use that a lot. The GT9, I bought a case, tried it once. It gave me a lot more hiccups than this buckshot, even though you guys see on my video, when I'm using this buckshot, it gives me issues, but not as much as this GT9. And the GT9 moves faster at 1450 feet per second. And then I use Black Aces Tactical Slugs, and I have no idea how fast these things are moving, but I know I've never recorded a jam with these slugs in it. So, now, to show you guys what I did from front to back, I put a howitzer muzzle device on there, and I use red Loctite, so this thing is going nowhere, and I use a muzzle nut to lock it in place. Then I'm using a TAC 47 auto plug. I chose that because going back and forth between high and low seems stupid, so I really wanted to do a set it and forget it kind of mechanism. With the gas puck, I took some fine grit sandpaper and some of this mag aluminum polish, put it on the outside, took some fine grit sandpaper and polished it down a little bit on the outside. This is the OG puck. I think I did it to this one, but I'm using the enhanced puck, the lighter puck that I showed you guys in my first review. I also took a fingerful of polish and I polished the inside of the puck chamber to make it butter smooth. And I also use fine grit sandpaper. Probably find it in this. So now, you're not gonna hear it now because my Komrad 12 is still dirty from when I took it to the range. But if I had it real clean and I tilt the gun forward and then I tilt it back, you can hear the puck going back and forth. That's how loose it is. Not saying that you want yours like that, but I prefer mine like that. Now to open the gun, what I did was, yes, I enhanced. You see, I'm gonna take the spring out and the spring stays. I enhanced the guide rod and I enhanced that metal piece, that the OEM metal piece, because when you enhance the guide rod, it comes with a plastic piece. I basically showed you guys a video where I enhanced this metal piece and got rid of that plastic piece. I use, since it's metal on metal contact, I use a high temperature grease that I got from AutoZone, so it don't like bind together and get stuck. On the inside of the gun, I know my bolt carrier look crazy right now, but basically I took some sandpaper to that because I thought the top of it was grinding on the top of the gas chamber. So I sanded that down and then I repainted it, and then it scraped off again because, you know, it's moving back and forth at high temperature. But basically, that's the bolt carrier. With the bolt, I pushed that pin out to separate the top and the bottom. And you see how it turned? The bottom piece is actually flat, clearly. And then I took fine grit sandpaper, a little bit of aluminum polish, and I put some on the face of the bottom, and I turned it upside down on the sandpaper and went back and forth until I thought it was smooth. I took the Dremel to the bolt in most of these corners. Now, when you lock the bolt, when the bolt is locked, it's like that in the gun. Now the bottom, like when I have it separate, when I had the bolt separated, the bottom locking mechanisms on the bottom piece of the bolt, I pretty much rounded those off a little bit, because when I put it all together with no ammunition in the gun and I was cycling it upside down, this thing, the bolt turns and locks, right? So when it turned and locked in the gun, it was actually like getting a little like friction. So I pretty much rounded that off to loosen that friction. Now with the top claws, you see the claws right there? Those things hold the ammunition. Now sometimes these claws might hold on to the ammunition. You put one in the chamber, send it back, and then it goes back with an empty shell. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to hit like a cliff and then fling it out. Now, the reason why is that claw right there, the big claw, is you got to come down on the edges of that claw right there. That's pretty much what I did. I tightened up both sides, but this side is the only one with the claw that you got to fix up, so it's not holding the ammunition for too long. Now, with the inside of the gun, I pretty much took sandpaper to the chamber where the round chambers. Show you guys from the underside. From where the round chambers is, it's like a block right there. So basically that's where the round would be able to like go into the chamber. So I took some sandpaper and some polish while I was watching TV, and I was pretty much fingering the hell out of my gun. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was like a sexual statement, but think of it in gun terms. You like, it's nothing. I couldn't put my Dremel up there, so I had to use my damn finger. And if you see that, it's a square piece right there. I pretty much used the Dremel. I can't really get it on camera. That piece right there, right behind my numbers, it was more squared than that. You see how it's like in a slight U shape? I took the Dremel to that to help the rounds feed in a little better, and it doesn't affect anything. And then along the insides of the gun, like below the rails, I pretty much used my Dremel tool to take some things down, like those rivets on the inside. And then I pretty much polished my bolt, my hammer. I polished my hammer. And so when you pull it back and try to charge it, it'll slide over that hammer, butter smooth. I polished the rails with the aluminum polish and some fine grit sandpaper. And I think I really eliminated a lot of my friction issues that I was having, because the rivets and the original way that AK-47 things, ammunition come out of the guns is from this piece right here. I had to sand those pieces down on both sides because it was causing friction on my ammunition and not wanting to come out. Now, the reason I think the spring is moving a little too fast is I'm gonna show you guys in the clip at the end. It's the same clip that I had from my original range video. So don't hate me. I'm gonna just have to re-show you. All right, guys. Before I show you the rerun of my range video, I really want to tell you guys ahead of time why I think the recoil spring is too fast in my Komrad 12. Now, when the round is coming out, it's supposed to come out like any other gun at a 90-degree angle. A lot of them come out at 90 degrees. Some of them come out at 45. I can live with that. The ones that's really killing me is when you rewatch the video, a lot of them are coming out at less than 30 degrees. It's coming right at the screen from where I got the camera. That's why I think the recoil spring is a little too fast for this gun.